I'm very pleased to be joined by the one and only Sid Haig. I don't want to blow him up too much because he says he's just an actor doing his job, but you all know out there he's played so many great roles over the years, whether it was in his parts with Pam Grier in Coffee, Foxy Brown, Black Mama, White Mama, or all the way back to Spider Baby, or his recent work in House of a Thousand Corpses, The Devil's Rejects. The list goes on and on. The one, the only, Mr. Sid Haig. Thank you for joining us, sir.
Hey, it's my pleasure.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, welcome back. Indie Film Reviews. Streebo here with you. Today, a little bit more of a somber video, perhaps, though I'm going to do my best to share some pleasant memories. Here you can see the time that I got to interview the great Sid Haig. Unfortunately, Sid passed over the weekend. It was confirmed by his family. His health had been pretty poor over the past year, and he had a recent fall and had been hospitalized, and it seemed like he was going to pull through, but unfortunately he did not. So I thought I'd take a little time to try to share some happy memories. Here, first happy memory, Sid taking time to talk to me at a convention, and man, that was just a fun interview, getting to talk to him, and just shows what an awesome guy he is, and that he would actually put up with my nonsense, for one thing. And I kind of love his
We want to know is, what inspired you to get into acting back in the day?
I was lazy. No. It was an evolution, actually.
Well, I don't want to just sit here and play the whole the whole video. You can go and watch that in its entirety over at Mutantville.com or the Mutantville Players YouTube account. Here instead, I'm going to share some memories. I first met Sid at a convention several years ago. I guess about 8 years ago now. And it took me like 2 conventions to actually work up the courage to ask him to let me interview him. And he was cool about it. I mean, Sid was Sid. You can tell by the number of interviews that are out there on the internet that he was cool with everybody, and he was funny, he was hilarious, and he had a way of just staying humble and constantly downplaying his own status, because he was definitely a legendary cult actor. I mean, the guy was in so many films, so many TV shows over the years, and I am glad that he made a late career resurgence and had a really kind of a final iconic role with the Captain Spaulding clown character in Rob Zombie's House of a Thousand Corpses, The Devil's Rejects, and the recent 3 from Hell. So I'm going to share a couple stories, and I'm going to try to end with the one that I think is the most amusing. But anyway, I mean, I could sit here and just play this whole video, but then what's kind of the point in all that? Definitely great getting to talk to Sid there. No need for me to recount what actually happens in the interview, because the interview exists. You can go and check it out. This I really like this. This is a couple years on, and Sid came and joined me at the film festival one year, and I was told that Sid wants to introduce trailer for his film. They brought me a copy of the trailer. I got it all set up, and then he came walking in, and I got a few minutes to talk to him over to the side, and I was like, "Hey, Sid, see you again." And he never knew my name. I never got to talk to him, that much to where he knew me as an individual. But he was, of course, always polite and cordial and whatnot. But this was a fun memory for me, just getting to interact with him one on one and kind of being a part of the show with him. Again, here he was very cool, very humble, and very gracious with his time. The only thing that makes me sad is that I probably could have worked my way into working on the Hanukkah slasher film with him this past year. But I knew the film was coming up. I knew Sid was going to be on it. But I didn't know the shooting schedule. I didn't know when they were set to start. And by the time I found out about it, they had already started. And I was just like, oh man, I would have liked to have gone and worked on the set just to be on set with Sid and be a part of that. Absolute legend. But to me, my funniest memory with Sid was at the con a few years ago at Mad Monster in Charlotte. And he's walking through the halls, and the halls are just completely packed. And he gets stopped by a woman, by Patricia Quinn, actually. And if you know Patricia Quinn, she played, what was her character's name in the Rocky Horror Picture Show? I'm blanking now. I've seen the Rocky Horror Picture Show a million times over. It was Riff Raff and what was her name? Well, I'm blanking, sorry. All apologies. Anyway, so she grabs Sid as they're coming through the hall, and she's just talking to him, hello, Sid, how are you? And she's like rolling her eyes and rolling her R's and kind of batting her eyes at him. And she was actually trying to pick him up, which was really funny. And it kind of stopped traffic in the middle of the hall for a minute because, one, everybody was, excited to see Sid standing there talking. And two, it was funny that he was talking to Patricia Quinn, and she was kind of hitting on him. And I don't think she understood that he was, in a relationship. And what makes this funny is that after she kind of, I think at one point she even tried to kind of rub her leg on his leg, and she was like grabbing him by the arms and talking to him. Sid, we should remember we worked together, darling, on that Rob Zombie picture. Rob Zombie. And it was just a really bizarre and hilarious interaction. So they go through that, and she's like, you must talk to me later, darling. And it was obvious to me that she was hitting on Sid, and I'm sure Sid was, Sid is an old school player anyway, so of course he knew what was going on. But then she walks off, and Sid turns, not exactly to me, but kind of in my general direction, and he goes, who the hell was that? Which I thought was hilarious. He was getting hit on by Patricia Quinn, who was in Rocky Horror Picture Show. She had that famous role in Rocky Horror. And now I can't believe I'm blanking on it, but that's what always happens anytime you roll the camera or you press record. You forget crucial details. But to me, that was just a funny moment. So, I'm just taking this time to say thank you, Sid. Thanks for the memories. Thanks for all the great roles that you played over the years. Some of my favorites were actually seeing him appear on Buck Rogers. Buck Rogers in the 25th century. Though I always thought, nowadays I think it should be called Buck Rogers slinging dick in the 25th century, because that's what Buck was all about. But it was cool seeing Sid on there in 2 different seasons in 2 different roles. It's always fun to see him just pop up somewhere, and you're like, oh, hey, Sid's in this. I had no idea. But I definitely love his iconic roles in House of a Thousand Corpses and that entire series. I missed my chance to get out and see 3 from Hell the day. I didn't buy tickets in advance because I wasn't sure if I was working or not. So I tried to buy them the day of the show, and like the weirdo link wasn't working. And when I tried to click on it, it said we're setting up the links for this screening, and it was like, okay, well, I couldn't go any further. But anyway, so thank you, Sid. Thanks for the inspiration. Thanks for the memories, and thanks for just being an all-around cool dude, and always having time for your fans, and even one like me. I appreciate it. Thanks for watching, guys. This is Indie Film Reviews. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up. Tickle that little bell over there to get notifications. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Feel free to share this with your friends. Follow us on Twitter. Join us over on the Facebook page. All that and then some. And we'll see you back here for more film, pop culture discussions, and more celebrations of individuals that were singularly unique and amazing, such as the great, now the late great, Sid Haig. May be gone, but never forgotten, and we'll remember you forever, buddy. Here's to you. Thank you, Sid.